Hello student, welcome to the new video of Business Studies class 11, and now we are going to start a new lesson, that is sources of business finance, lesson 8. So let's first of all see the meaning of the lesson. Means the name of the lesson is sources of business finance. So what does this mean? So as finance, we all are aware of this word, isn't it? We all knew it means money or fund. So, business finance refers to the money required to carry out activities related to business. कोई भी एक्टिविटी हो और लेकिन वो एक्टिविटी रिलेट आपका बिजनेस से रिलेटेड हो, देन इट इज नोन एज business finance. उसमें आप अगर पैसे लगाते हो तो that is known as business finance. You know students, for this word finance, it is said that it is the lifeblood of business. As a body cannot function properly without sufficient quantity of blood, just like that, it is very difficult to run any business without finance or fund. So, fund is required. But you know, there are various sources where funds can be obtained. Like, see, in case of if we talk about sole proprietorship or partnership form of business, so therefore funds can be obtained from the personal saving of those persons or from banks. They can borrow money from bank or from friends, etc. Then in case of company form of business, uh, sources of finance are your shares. Through they can raise finance through shares, debentures or retained earnings, loans from banks. So in this lesson we are going to study about various sources of finance and the advantages and disadvantages of these sources we are going to discuss. जो भी sources के बारे में हम लोग पढ़ेंगे, उन sources के क्या advantages होते हैं, क्या disadvantages होते हैं, उनके बारे में भी पढ़ेंगे. So first of all, let's see the meaning, nature and significance of business finance. So a business cannot function unless adequate funds are made available to it. The initial capital contributed by the entrepreneur is not always sufficient to take care of all financial requirements of the business. So, as I have already told you that business cannot function until and unless sufficient amount of funds are available to it. बिना पैसे के तो कोई business नहीं कर सकते. And the initial capital which is contributed by the entrepreneur is not always sufficient to take care of all financial requirement. जो भी पैसे से related जो भी चीज़ें होती है, it's not every time it's not necessary ना कि जो भी जो business person है उसकी जो भी खुद की saving है उससे ही वो सारा business run कर ले. It's not possible for that. A business person therefore has to look for different other sources from where the need of funds can be met. So the business person, they have to look for other sources also. Means apart from their own personal saving, they have to see for the other sources from where they can the requirement of the funds can be met. The financial needs of a business can be categorized as fixed capital requirement and working capital requirement. And I think most of you must be aware of these two words, fixed and working capital. You must have studied in your accounts also. So the what is this fixed capital requirement? In order to start business, funds are required to purchase fixed assets, and this is known as fixed capital requirements of the enterprise. Now see student, when one is doing a business, तो business में there can be two types of requirement. One is your fixed capital requirement and the another one is your working capital requirement. So now let's see what is fixed capital and working capital requirement. And I hope most of you must be aware of these two words, fixed and working capital. So let's see what is this fixed capital requirement. In order to start business, funds are required to purchase fixed assets. And this is known as fixed capital requirement of the enterprise. Like when one is doing a business, then funds are required to buy fixed assets, and like your land and building, furniture, plant and machinery, etc. So this is your fixed capital requirement, and the funds required in fixed assets means जब आप लैंड बिल्डिंग खरीद रहे हैं तो कोई 1-2 महीने के लिए तो लेता नहीं है, ये लंबे टाइम के लिए लेते हैं. So this fund which has been invested for fixed assets, they remain invested in the business for a longer period of time. And one more thing I would like to tell you over here, that the fixed capital, it depends upon the nature of business, scale of operation. Like see, if suppose there is one manufacturing organization, कोई कंपनी है जो मैन्युफैक्चर करती है सामानों को, तो डेफिनेटली फिक्स कैपिटल रिक्वायरमेंट विल बी मोर ओवर देयर एज कम्पेयर टू अ ट्रेडिंग कंसर्न. ट्रेडिंग कंसर्न में क्या होता है, जहाँ सिर्फ सेल परचेज हो रहा है, आप कुछ बना नहीं रहे हो. तो डेफिनेटली जब आप ट्रेडिंग कर रहे हैं किसी चीज़ की, तो वहाँ पे क्या होता है, सिर्फ एक आपने एक रूम ले लिया है और वहाँ से सारा काम होपफुली हो जाता है. बट जब आप मैन्युफैक्चरिंग करते हो तो यू विल रिक्वायर लैंड, बिल्डिंग, देन मशीन्स. So that is why it is said that the fixed capital, it depends upon the nature of the business. Then next is your working capital requirement. Business needs funds for its day-to-day operations, and this is known as your working capital of an enterprise. Like suppose जो आपके डेली वेजेस वर्कर्स होते हैं, फिर सैलरीज वेजेस जो आप पे करते हो, जो बिजनेस कंसर्न पे करते हैं अपने वर्कर्स को. सो दीज आर सर्टेन डे टू डे ऑपरेशन. तो जब पैसे आपके डे टू डे ऑपरेशन के लिए रिक्वायर होते हैं, दैट इज known as your working capital. And one more thing I would like to add up over here, like the amount of working capital requirement in business, it depends on certain factors like your nature of business, then scale of operation, seasonal factor. Like I will explain it to you with the help of an example. Like suppose there is a business firm, और वो बिजनेस फर्म गुड्स को कैश में सेल करते हैं, तो their working capital requirement will be less as compared to a firm where they sell goods on credit, or suppose they are having a slow sales turnover. सो डेफिनेटली यहाँ पे जो सेकेंड बिजनेस कंसर्न है, वहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, पैसे आप उधार पे बेच रहे हैं, तो पैसे आपके बाद में आ रहे हैं, तो वहाँ पे वर्किंग कैपिटल की रिक्वायरमेंट विल बी मोर. Clear? So this is all about fixed capital and working capital requirement. So student, in this video we saw about the what is the meaning and nature of sources of business finance, then this your fixed capital and working capital requirement. And from the next video we are going to study about the various sources of finance. So that's all for this video. Thank you. Take care, and please do like, share and subscribe the video. Thank you.